What is up, guys? I do hope you're well. We're back with some more Entitled People. If you're new here, would you please consider hitting that like if you like the content, of course, as it massively helps out our channel. And also consider subscribing if you want daily content delivered right to you. And with that being said, let's get straight into today's stories. Much love, guys. Our first story is from OPAK. Entitled girlfriend wanted something shiny for her birthday. This was 15 years ago. Back then, I was dating a girl who turned out to be much more than she let on at first. I'd been dating for this girl for 5 months and things were going great. We hung out a lot and I got to say I really enjoyed her company. She wasn't just a girlfriend, she was someone I really liked chilling with. Her birthday was coming and I really wanted to do something awesome for her. She had told me a couple of times how much she wanted to go to a hockey game at the Bell Centre to see a Montreal Canadiens game. I figured this was the best opportunity to see that she finally gets to go. After asking around, I was able to get tickets to see a Montreal Canadiens play against the visiting Pittsburgh Penguins. At the time, Mario Lemieux was still playing along with Jaromir Jagr, so not only would she get to see the Canadiens game, she would also get to see two of the most famous players at the time live. The day of her birthday comes, we go out for dinner. After dessert, I hand her an envelope with a thoughtful greeting card I knew she would like, along with the game tickets. She rips the envelope open, does not even read the greeting card, holds up the hockey tickets and disappointingly asks, "What's this?" I then explained to her how she always wanted to go and see a hockey game and how the Pittsburgh Penguins would be the visiting team, and how I got some really good seats a few rows up from behind the players' bench, how I spared no expense. She was not impressed in the slightest. "I appreciate the thought, but this is the kind of a gift I would expect to get any other day. This is my birthday. I expected something shiny." I paused for a moment, because I honestly thought she was trolling me or just wanted to make me sweat for a second. But no, she was dead serious. She shoved the tickets into her purse and then told me that she would give me a chance to make it up to her. You're probably thinking that she was right to be disappointed because, hey, hockey tickets, right? Well, truth be told, in Montreal, a night at the Canadiens hockey game is by no means a cheap date. The tickets themselves went for $350 for the pair. Montreal loves its hockey team and tickets are hard to come by. This drives up the price. Not to mention they were great fucking seats. The cost of parking is astronomical, not to mention the cost of anything from the concessions is a pure rip. Shitting you not, 4 hot dogs, 2 fries and 2 cokes go for like $50 Canadian. So adding it all up, it's a very expensive night, about $450 to $500. From then, the relationship took a hard left turn. Her attitude changed. She wasn't the same person anymore. I was truly turned off by a lack of appreciation of the gift, and truly I started giving less and less of a shit. I broke it off with her and I was upset that it was over. Up until the birthday fiasco, things were amazing and I truly believed that she would be the one. 2 weeks go by, I get a call from her mother. It seems that she liked me from the couple of times she and I met. She seemed to be genuinely concerned about how things went bad between her daughter and I. So we talked for a bit. This is how I got to understand where my ex's sense of entitlement came from. She asked me if I was doing okay. I replied honestly that I was upset and hurt, that things turned bad, and how happy I was until things changed. I expressed my disappointment at her reaction toward the gift. She asked whether I would go back with her if things would be as they were at the beginning, to which I said yes. She said, "If you want her back, you need to show how much you love her. Get her a ring, she'll take you back if you do that." I felt as if I had suddenly sobered up from a night of drinking. Instant clarity. I conjured up all of my willpower to keep myself from telling her to fuck herself and to take her daughter with her. I simply replied with, "Thank you for wanting to help me with this. I have a lot to think about. I will be surely speaking to you soon." I ended the call. It took me a few days to let all that anger boil away. What? Yes, as you said, you can see where she's getting it from now. Why would a mother suggest that? Oh God. How entitled can people be? Our next story is from Gay Canadian Programmer. Your cousin died. That's no reason to miss work. I've had some truly awful work experiences, but this had to be the worst. This happened about 4 years ago, so the exact dialogue is kind of fuzzy. At the time I was working at a grocery store, and I was the fastest cashier, so I'd always be put on the express lane. I would almost exclusively get closing shifts, 4:15 till 9:15. Since I was also in high school at the time, I'm only getting about 10 hours per week, 2 shifts. One day I had a closing shift, it was a Saturday. That morning, my dad woke me up at 7 AM to tell me that my cousin had been battling cancer for years and had lost the battle. He then told me to get ready as we're going to see cousin's brother and tried to keep his mind off things. I proceeded to get ready, and while we're in the truck on our way to cousin's brother's house, I called into work. I was hoping to get literally any other manager besides one, and she was the one that picked up. At least it wasn't the owner. Hi, grocery story, manager speaking. Hi manager, it's Gay Canadian programmer. Hey, how are you? Oh, not so good. I got a call this morning saying that cousin had died last night. The manager didn't give me enough time to finish my sentence and said, "You're on Express tonight and it's Saturday. What exactly do you expect me to do?" Up until this point, I'd have still gone if the manager wasn't able to find a replacement for me. I said, "I'm sorry manager, but I can't make it in." Then I hung up. About an hour later, I got a call. Hello? Hi Gay Canadian programmer. It's nice manager calling. Oh, hi. How are you doing? I'm hanging in there. I heard what happened from manager. I'm so sorry. The reason I'm calling is because store owner would like to meet with you during your lunch break on Monday. At this point, I knew exactly what would happen on Monday. Okay, did store owner tell you anything else? No, just she wants to speak with you. Then nice manager gave her condolences once again and ended the call. Monday rolled around, and during my lunch break, I walked from my high school down to work. As soon as I got there, I saw a manager, and she walked me to the store owner's office. Hi Gay Canadian programmer, please have a seat. How are you doing? I said, I'm doing okay considering the circumstances, thanks. I'm sorry you have to go through that. The reason I called you here today is to talk about Saturday. I said, okay, did I do something wrong? To which the owner said, well, you left us understaffed. I said, okay, I don't see why that's my fault. What required you to miss the shift? I said, well, as you know, my cousin died, and we had a family get-together to try and improve the mood. He said, could you not have visited your family the next day? I said, I'm sorry? And he said, could you not have... And I interrupted him. I heard you, store manager. I'm just baffled. He follows up with, I think you need to get your priorities straight. To which I said, I'm sorry? At this point, I was livid. You need to realise that this job will help you with saving for university. I said, store owner, first off, my dad works for company as position and already have the funds saved for my entire education. This job is only to make spending money. He replied, oh, I have no clue how I stayed calm during this exchange. I continued to work at this place for another year. Even 4 years later, it makes my blood boil. God, if that was just for spending money and that's all you was doing it for, I would have told him to fuck right off there and then. I don't know how you kept your calm on that one. Wow. Our next story is from Make a Small. What do you mean my kids don't get free ice cream? Here's a fun little story from my days working in fast food. The company I worked for had a pretty nice policy. Kids' meals came with toys, but the kids could exchange the unopened toy for a kid-size ice cream cone. These cones only cost 89 cents, and we got to reuse the toy in another kid's meal bag, so basically it evened out. One morning the lady came in with 2 young children during breakfast hours. We do not have a breakfast kid meal, but since we're serving nuggets all day long, some people order nugget meals for their kids and get hash browns instead of fries. However, this woman got full-size breakfast meals for herself and both children. These meals were about $6 each, while kids' meals were cheaper. Obviously though, kids' meals had a lot less food. After the group finished their meal, the 2 kids came up to my register and asked, can we have an ice cream? So I entered 2 kid-sized cones and gave them the total. They stared blankly at me, and one said, we don't have any money, and ran back to their table. About a minute later, their mum came stomping up to me and demanded to speak to a manager. My manager swooped in and asked what the issue was. The mum said, the kids' ice cream is supposed to be free. The manager said, no, it's only free if you exchange the kid's toy. But we didn't have kids' meals, it's breakfast. The manager said, then the cones are 89 cents each. That's not fair. They're kids, they should be given ice creams. The manager says, I'm sorry, but we can't just give away ice cream. The mum then replies, but the meals they had were more expensive than the kids' meals. And they had more food. The place I go insert faraway location here, always gives my kids ice cream without a toy. The manager then says, I apologise, but we do not do that here. Now my kids are going to be upset because they couldn't have ice cream. I will be contacting corporate about this. She and the kids left, and we had a good laugh about it all. She did end up making a complaint to corporate, but my manager was actually the person that all corporate complaints filtered through, and she just had a good laugh and moved on. Oh my word, imagine going through the hassle of contacting corporate over 89 cents each. The effort. Our next story is from Laylacoach. I hope I got your name right, apologies if I didn't. My mum, EP, says I ruined her day by planning my wedding the way I want. So my boyfriend of 2+ years recently proposed on top of the St. Louis Arch in front of his parents. He wanted his mum to record it, and a bunch of other people. I, of course, said yes and was crying, total girl moment. My future mother-in-law sent the video to my dad, the good parent, and he texted me a congratulations and I knew you'd say yes. My fiance had asked his permission. At the end of the day, we decided to wait until after he graduates from college and he gets his feet up. He graduates in 2021 and I graduate in 2024. Extra year for kind of double majoring, and he graduates first. So we decided to have the date set for November 24th, 2024, our dating anniversary / the day we met. When I got home from visiting him and his parents at the end of the week, my dad hugs me and congratulated me. Then we drove home. We got home and I put my stuff in my room. My mum, who has abused me from the age of 8 after my dad divorced her and is the EM, came out of the guest room. My dad told me that she was staying here so she could work. I told him if she doesn't bother me, I won't bother her. We, then, talked briefly about plans and stuff and what my fiance and I had already decided upon. Then I mentioned our plans for me to wear a black wedding dress and have him wear a white suit. He's tan and looks amazing in white. I, however, look terrible in light colours because of my Irish genetics. Black suits me a lot more, and my dad loves it. My mum came out of the guest room and said, I'm going wedding dress shopping with you, so don't fuck up my day. Yes, her day, not like I'm the one getting married. I told her the wedding dress has already been picked out, which I have picked an idea out, not the dress set in concrete pick yet. And she stops and cries and said how about I ruined her special moment. I told all this to my fiance, who knows what she's like, and he said to calm down and reminded me that it's our wedding and we can do whatever we want. I also say that she'll probably wear white, and he said, I'll get a buddy of mine to spill red wine on her. Don't be scared, it's okay. I'll post updates as things unfold, but for now, I'm just happy I'll be married to the love of my life in 4 years. We've seen quite a lot of these entitled mothers and dads at weddings and stuff in the past. And it never fails to surprise me how they think it's their day and they can do what they want. And it's like newborns as well, how they think they have some hold over a newborn grandchild. Fucking hell. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed these entitled people stories. If you did, would you please consider hitting that like button, as it massively helps our little channel out, helps us grow and all that kind of stuff. It does amazing things on YouTube, believe me, please. And consider commenting below, because part of why I do this is because of you guys commenting. I just wouldn't be doing it otherwise. There'd be no point to it. I love the community feel. So yes, thank you very, very much for being here, the time out your day, and I will see you in the next one. Much love guys, have a great day now.